The ring of fire is ringing like an angry bell. I am Thor of Thor News, and I'm here with a tale to tell. My style may not be your style. Now, USGS is reporting a 7.5 earthquake in Ecuador, Palor. And I had put out a video signaling the weird weekend had begun. And then I, on Twitter, noted that this is the start of an elevated instability weather period that won't end until November. Peak to trough, wave after wave after wave. So be brave. And then about 20 minutes later, we had our 7.7 near Peru, Ecuador border region earthquake. A tsunami is not expected as it is inland. Its depth is 132 kilometers. So hopefully it did not do a lot of damage, because usually the shallower they are, the more damage they do. But it is something to take note of, because as 2018 closed pretty earthquakey, Mother Earth has been silent, asterisk, since then. Yesterday we had the 5.8 or 5 in Japan. It was like 5.855. And so it looks like our activity is picking up. And as I was noting earlier, this does not count as a sunspot. We're still in a grand solar minimum, but this is a snaky filament that is bobbing and weaving up and down on the sun. Plus, I believe we were getting hit with a coronal hole wind stream in Earth's atmosphere earlier. So I've been taking the weird weather watches up several notches almost consistently since the start of February. And so, I don't know, I do a really good job at my job, and that is being your planetary defense commander. It's like I pointed out that since the volcano in Mexico, Popocatépetl, has been going off almost solid nonstop all month for a month, the Gulf Coast has been foggy also. We are getting a very hot Caribbean in this story of fire and ice that is Mother Earth and our solar system. And so I'm hoping that earthquake has just come in. I'm hoping it didn't do a lot of damage. But we don't know until the data comes in. But as you can see, we got a lot of heat down here, and we got a lot of heat here. And one thing to watch is, as we got steam activity out of the Caribbean volcanoes, and a year ago, I believe in April, that was when Hawaii's volcano started popping off at record levels, modern record levels, of course. And then in December, we got steam coming out of the Caribbean volcanoes, and it was a year ago when the Fuego volcano and in Guatemala, and then the Popocatépetl volcano in Mexico really started going off. And whereas the Fuego volcano has had a major eruption and then a few smaller ones after, the Mexican Popocatépetl volcano has been extremely active. And so I love all my America's families, South, Central, and even Canada, eh, you hoser? So we need to watch all the activity that is going on. And I think it is going to be a very active, it's going to be a hot summer and a very hurricaney summer. And we will be watching the earthquake activity based off of the solar activity here at Thor News. I also highly recommend Suspicious Observers on the YouTubes and Dutch Sense. for more info on earthquakes, possible volcanoes, maybe even the sun. And so, yep, but it is interesting to note that this the volcano heat, magma heat, and there is a group of seamounts over here, which are volcanoes that are active and inactive underwater. It's interesting to track their activity just based off oceanic heat, in my opinion. But you're going to have to do your own due diligence personally and watch how things affect things. One thing to think about is watching. I interrupted this video to pull, because I was doing a weather video poll. I'd warned people about the storms coming up and that we were going into a very stormy period, and that the flooding in the south is really bad, really bad. I had a mudslide take out a highway, and the storms are just going to continue across in this crazy story of fire and ice. So buckle up, because the weekend has begun, and this volcano winter into the hot spring, hot steamy spring, into a super hot summer, and then a crazy hurricane season. Buckle up, because it's going to be interesting. But I recommend that everybody stay cool. You know, we are all in this together during these earth weather changes that will continue to increase. And I made a joke earlier. This might offend you. Let me find my joke. Boom, boom, boom. And here, like the river flooding level, all of these colored dots show rivers currently in flood stage, and it'll only get worse when you look at rainfall forecast over the next 3 days. Okay, and the rain is going to continue in some version probably over the next 2 weeks over the same spots, on and off. And then we got heavy storm side action coming off near Greece and Turkey. I made a good joke. Promise it's worth it. Oh, man. Our Brexit is planned, sir. Yeah, I hope the plan isn't shitty. What's in the box? Sorry. It's a small world after all. If you want to confuse a Republican or Democrat, all you have to do is use the word infrastructure, and they'll be talking about either guns or abortion within 2 sentences. Because, yeah, one of the things I talked about is how we need to create new infrastructure that will adapt to the earth changes that we are seeing now. And that apparently those are too complicated of issues for people to be able to get behind so far. But the more Mother Nature tears our shit down, whoa, you see that's neat. The more we will be forced to focus upon that which is important to the future of all people in this modern civilization. So, I want you to stay cool, to be cool, and be awesome. And don't be scared. Let's be prepared. And let's come up with some brand new badass ideas together. I believe in you. I do. Okay, great. Everybody stay cool.